Oh, I like feedback. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it I'm just like, okay, whatever. This is like one of my first builds for Japanese and shit. Some of this shit I don't know. Some of it I'm fucking winging it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you know a smarter way to do this, I mean, shit, let me know. Leave in the comments or message us on Instagram or something. Just, you know, if you got smart pointers or tips that you can give anything about a KA, SR240 in general, just feel free to let us know, you know. And it's not like we're gonna be like, oh, you're just a smart ass, blah 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 blah. No, we're gonna at least try to comment or talk to you guys. I just want to throw that in there. This might be at the end of the video. I don't know. Okay. So we're back out here again with the SR. We're gonna do two different tricks, and we're gonna find out as a fucking group. We're gonna find out what's the easiest way to do this valve shim adjusting, I guess you could say, or valve shim. I don't know how to get your little shims right. You know, say you're putting a bigger cam in, you gotta shim your valves. So I made a tool. I'll show it here in a minute. And there's another method that my boss told me about, so we might try that. I think that's gonna be easiest, but I've never done them, so we're gonna figure it out together. So yeah, let's just go ahead and unmummify the SR. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just too tall for the fucking thing. So yeah, we'll jump in it right now after I do a little boogie dance. Okay, so this is the tool I made. I found it on a forum. It's kind of blurry. There we go. As you can see, I had to make it. I tried to find one to buy, but I'm not good at interneting, so I made one off of a forum. To make the tool, let me see if I can pick this up and show you. I went to Harbor Freight because, you know, stuff's cheaper. All it is a dial indicator, which is the center of your screen, this little gauge. Let me see if I move it. That little thing, you need that, which is like $8. And then this stand, it's this whole stand piece. That, I want to say it was like $12. I bought it a while ago. I got a gift card or whatever, and I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna get the stuff I need. And then the forum said use a 10mm socket. I used 11. Actually, hang on. I made this smart too. I made it because it comes with a nut on it. I made it so I can unscrew it and still be able to use this stand as a functioning stand. Okay, so this. Clear. It was just a cheap old socket I had. Battery's fucking dying, so that's good. But I welded the socket to this lifter, but not too much, because the lifter has to slide into the lifter spots. I'll tell you about more here in a second. I gotta change this fucking battery out. Okay, I'll be back. So, I had to change batteries, but this is the tool. Uh-oh. Okay. Camera is acting like it's gonna fuck up. So yes, I got a lifter. Lifters new are they're expensive. You have to go to Nissan. But I didn't buy a new one. Luckily, we're at a local salvage yard, and I got all these from my SR20 Bluebird or front wheel drive one, whatever the fuck the United States one is. Why I get dark over here? But I got a whole bunch of them, so just in case I fucked up, I was like, okay, I got some more. I actually got these rocker arms too. I didn't know if I could use them, which I highly doubt I can. These are roller rockers. I thought it'd be pretty neat to use compared to the normal ones. Something's hauling ass on the road. Sounds like a fucking moped. But I don't know. I got all that stuff. This is the first method, is using this, and I'll hopefully show it pretty good, because I honestly don't know what the fuck I'm doing with it. I have a good idea. I might have to read up on it before I be like, yeah, this is how you do it, and then just fuck shit up. So I'm gonna set it up. I'll mummify the SR. It might be a little clip of me unmummifying it. And then we're gonna try this, because I already have shims on the intake side. We're gonna try this method, then I'll explain the other method, and we might try that. So. I know it's gonna be boring, I'm so sorry you guys. But I can slide it up and down. Make it longer or shorter. I'll make it really tall, then I'll adjust it down here in a second when I put this on the tripod. But, grab this. Okay, so that's what it's gonna look like. Oh, I should tighten that up on there. But, it's kind of dark over here. I might push this underneath the light. That's all it does, it just slides into the hole. It's kind of hard to do when you're looking through the camera. Okay. Then, hypothetically, you want to adjust this to make it touch the top of one valve without the shim. I think I'm right. You adjust it to touch the top valve. And then you set that to 0, like you move this little marker. Not set to 0, just mark it. And then you move to the other side and see the difference, and say it's a little bit more, a thousandth of an inch, then you get a little bit bigger of a shim to go in the shorter side. It's kind of confusing, so if I figure it out while I do it, then it'd be easier to say. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up, and I can hopefully get a good shot of it. We'll try it real quick though. Okay, so I got this all nice and set up, and I forgot to even fucking mention anything about the shims. So these are the shims. Hope that's not too blurry. One's flat, one has like a little cutout to fit the rocker arm. You want to mic these, but you see how big these are, and you compare them. You get a little chart, and you can put them on there and see what size they are and which one you need to wear and whatnot. But I know for a fact that all of these on this intake side I have in here are all the same. Like all the flat ones are the same size. They are the same. And all the ones with the cutouts, they might be a different size than this, but they're the same size. So all the pairs in here are like same sizes. So we're just gonna see if that's correct or if we need something different, huh? I hope you can see the little numbers. You can see the dial moving, right? Yes. So we're gonna set this on the valve, which I have it on, and I'm gonna set it to 0 once I get the fucking stand tight. Jesus Christ. Wow, this is gonna be a fucking bitch. I'm probably not even gonna wanna fucking do this. Okay, so apparently I just fucking magically got that set at 0. And it's not even on the fucking valve. There it is. Wow. What the fuck? Buy a Harbor Freight tool, as everyone said. Had to be cheaper, they said. I mean, granted, it is cheaper, but Jesus, it's just like wiggly as fuck. The fucking indicator itself is wiggly. I should just do a tool review, because this would not fucking pass at all. Why you wobble? I've done fucking tighten you down. So this method might not work. I might not even fucking try this anymore. Okay, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Just scratch this whole idea. Just fuck this thing. Don't do this. Don't waste your fucking money. Unless you're a genius and that's tight as I can get it. And it still fucking won't. Fuck this thing. Okay, I'm gonna explain the other method in 5 seconds after I go throw this thing across the yard. So this next method, my boss told me about. I'm just gonna call it the trial and error, because that's honestly what the fuck it is. Let's see if I can just show you what I'm trying to say. This is the one I'm gonna look at. See this little setup? Oh, I'll explain more here in a second, but there's some stuff you gotta do before you can just throw shit in. Okay, so I got the whip drive. Then you take this awesome little rocker arm. you put all this in here like this, okay? That is in there, my little rock arm. Okay, so you bolt your cam down, and you have the cam lobe sitting flat. I'll show you probably when I put the cams in. And you take a feeler gauge and you feel between here and the cam lobe. You want to do it on both sides. Like, you know how there's two valves, you want to do it on both sides of the valve. You know, as close as you can. You ain't gotta, you can get precise. I'm gonna try to get it right on the edge of each side. But you do that, you shim it, or you feeler gauge it. And say this is 6,000ths and this is 7,000ths. I don't know what the spec is. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Well, I do, but I don't know what the numbers are. Okay, so this is 6 and 7. This one's 6, this one's 7. Say this one, you feeler gauge it, and this one is 6, or what do you want to say? 6 and 7, 6 and 7. So this one's 7, and this one's 6. It's flipped. You just want to swap around shims, basically, until you get it in spec. That's what I'm gonna have to do. It's gonna be timey. It's gonna be annoying. Okay, so I have a dip in now apparently, and the dogs are still fucking barking. This is annoying. But when, say you haven't done your engine yet, you haven't taken anything apart yet, but you want to do it. Something I didn't know and I found out is these lifters are not bleed, like they do not self-bleed, which in a layman's term is they can get air in them, and they make noisy little fucking noises. So you have to bleed them if you fucking see how I have them on the table. Let's see if I can get a shot of this. I've taken them out and they have been like this the whole time. They have been sideways and just laying there. So you do not want to do that. Let me see if I can show you a lifter. But in this lifter, there's that hole right there. See that hole? When you tip them, say like you tip them like this, the hole's facing down. All the oil that's in there comes out. And as you can see, there's like little wet spots on the table where I've had them because they roll around and shit and lose oil. But you got to bleed them before you put them in. If not, when you start up, it will be the noisiest fucking thing in the world. And you'll be like, what did I do wrong? It's so noisy. Stop. Make it stop. Do it. So I'm going to show the process of bleeding them. Which, honestly, if you made it this far in the video, kudos to you. Thumbs up for you. This is a long video. I gotta tell you now, this might be a 2-part video, if not a long ass video. So, I love you. To bleed the lifters, you're gonna need a cup and oil. And your lifters, of course, and a very thin, I'll show you in a second, utensil to poke into this top of this thing, the lifters. But first thing you want to do is put oil into the cup, and I'll show that right now. So, have oil and cup now. Next thing you're going to want is a lifter, and this one is on the, only way I can tell is by the gear on the front. This is exhaust side. Actually, fuck, I'm sorry. I am lying. This is intake side. If you're wondering, the cast goes right here, and it feeds off that gear. So the cam with the gear on it is exhaust side. So this is intake side. So you want to keep that in mind, because once you bleed it, you're going to want to put it in your motor. Right then and there. Don't tip it, you just want to hold it straight up and down and walk over there, and boop, put it in. So I'm going to show you how to bleed this one, and then I will montage of me bleeding the rest of them. Okay, so I got some rags put down because I feel like this is going to make a mess. You're going to want this and a little tool. I have a tiny little Allen's head, and there's a hole in the top of the lifter. Basically, you want to poke it in there, and you'll feel around for it, and you'll feel something. Right there. And you'll poke that down. Fuck, I missed it. Damn it. There's a little thing you poke in there. And you poke it, it's like a little pump. push and pull, and it's going to push out air and suck in fluid, hopefully. But you're going to put this in there, submerge it completely. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I'm trying to push it up against the side. So you're going to do that, feel around. I try to find a clear cup. This is as clear as it's going to get. If I can find the fucking spot. Well, looky there, it's fucking pumping air out of the top of it already. Let me see if I can get a shot of that. You see them little bubbles? I'm gonna wipe my hand off and adjust it. Oh no, they stopped. Oh no, there's gonna be one coming. Any second now. Any fucking second. Any. Boop. It just let air out of the top. That's not how you bleed it, but I thought that was pretty cool. You poke it and there's gonna be bubbles that come out the side of it. But boop, got that little hole I showed you. So let's see if I can get that to do that. You see them air bubbles? I think they might be done. That's why. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All I know is I pushed it in and it fucking stopped. Let's see if I can get it to do it again. Yeah, see that? See how it's moving? When you have it in there, it's pushing fluid out right now. When you have it in there, you'll see it, like, watch, it'll suck up a lot of air right now. You'll put it in here. God, I'm making a mess with it. Right on my good toolbox. But you're gonna want to poke it down, and air comes up. I really don't think you can see the fucking bubbles. Basically, I pushed it a good bit and I don't see any air coming out. So now, I'm gonna pick it up. God, my hands are full of oil. Okay, so I still have it facing straight up and down. I'm sorry if it's blurry, I'm not gonna really try to adjust it this second. You know what? Hopefully your motor's closer to mine. I'm gonna let it drip all over the fucking place. And then, you're gonna set it in the hole. And, boop! Just like that, that is bled. So that's one. Still gotta do 7 more. So, that's awesome. Let me go ahead and get them going and have a little montage going, and then we'll get back at it. So, we got the lifters done. Like I said, that took me a good fucking 10 minutes maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. There are some, I'm gonna explain this because, you know, I was kind of in the fucking moment. There were some lifters that when I was poking them and bleeding them, they had tiny little air bubbles. They were like floating right next to the hole. So when you poked it down, these tiny little bubbles come up and you let it up, it'll suck them back in. So what I did was I just pushed it down and held it. Maybe shook the fucking cup a little bit. Or just waited while I held it down and let the bubbles rise. And then I let it go and just suck in just normal fluid. That's just some things you want to keep an eye out for. But I gotta put the rocker arms and the shims in. I'm sorry that shot over there was blurry, but I'm gonna go ahead and record me putting these last bit of shims in, then might wrap this thing up for the night. Who the fuck is calling me? Oh wow. So, as you can see, we got the rocker arms in. I just felt like going ahead and put those on tonight. Because, I mean, it takes like 2 seconds to put them in. Just remember where you took them off and which way they go. As you can see in the beginning, maybe, I don't know if Josh has it out, but I picked up these rocker arms first, and I was like, okay, I'm on this side. I gotta put them over here. So I had to think about which way they went. But, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something to you guys. Oh, I like feedback. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it I'm just like, okay, whatever. This is like one of my first builds for Japanese and shit. Some of this shit I don't know. Some of it I'm fucking winging it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you know a smarter way to do this, I mean, shit, let me know. Leave in the comments or message us on Instagram or something. Just, you know, if you got smart pointers or tips that you can give anything about a KA, SR240 in general, just feel free to let us know, you know. And it's not like we're gonna be like, oh, you're just a smart ass, blah 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 blah. No, we're gonna at least try to comment or talk to you guys. I just want to throw that in there. This might be at the end of the video. I don't know. But yeah, this might be the end of the video. If it is,